Hey, everybody, welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. We got a phenomenal podcast for you today. We're bringing in one of our members, one of my friends, one of my pals. Like most of the members of the website, a lot of them end up being friends of mine. Don Stanley, no different, had an epic lobster season right alongside of Justin Boat Trail. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into all the fishing things, and we're going to get into what he's bringing to your saltwater guide, which is pretty darn exciting. But before we get going, gang, I just want to let you know, Elliot and I will be in Florida at the ICAST show. We'll be showing you stuff on the floor. We'll be doing some live shows from the ICAST show floor. We talked to the president of ICAST, Glenn Hughes. He's given us full access to anything. He says, nothing's off limits, Captain Dave. You and Elliot can film anything you want. So we'll be talking to different exhibitors. We'll be showing you the newest, latest, and greatest. We will be live on the show floor at ICAST. And a lot of us have never had an opportunity to go to ICAST. It's an industry-only show. It's not open to the public. So we're going to give you an inside look. A lot of people wonder what goes on at ICAST. Elliot and I will be cruising around, making some cool videos. We'll go live. We'll be doing all kinds of fun stuff. We'll be hanging out. I will be in the Promar booth both Wednesday and Thursday during the show. I will be hanging out in the booth, talking to all of you, showing you the new GT4 fluorocarbon, showing you the new Akira jigs, and showing you all the other products that Promar has to offer. We'll also stop by all of our sponsors' booth. Dave from Deckhand Sports, who sponsors the show, he will be there. He's got a booth. I just got off the phone with him. He's at the airport right now, getting ready to get on the plane to go down to Florida to fish for a couple days before the show starts. And we'll show you a little video of Dave's product, but he'll be there at ICAST. I'll be there. Elliot will be there, and a plethora of other people. Erica will be there, the designer of all the phenomenal clothes and all the apparel at Your Saltwater Guide, the store. Erica will be at ICAST with us. She'll be wandering around getting new ideas for what products we need to be representing over at Your Saltwater Guide, the store. So the merchandise is available. You can grab that QR code. You can go over there and see all the great designs Erica's come up with. And then Elliot and I will be doing what Elliot and I do every single day. We'll be making lots of great videos. So we're excited about the ICAST show. We're excited about today's show. All of you that have been watching our live fishing show today, you know Justin's on fire out there at Catalina. He's already got 2 nice yellows on the boat for Reed, who is a 7-year-old young man out there fishing with his dad. His dad chartered the boat, came all the way from Texas to take his son Reed. And that's the power of Your Saltwater Guide, the live fishing shows. We're attracting people from all over the country. And then they're getting to experience fishing with Captain Al Clowers or Captain Pablo or Captain Justin up and down the coast. It's just a phenomenal time. We're having a good time. We got Justin standing by in case he catches another big whopper. He'll grab the phone and take it out there and let us watch. But gang, today's guest has been a member of the website for a very long time, and he's going to talk to us about how he got into fishing, what's going on in his life. And I want him to talk a little bit about his phenomenal lobster season, because besides Justin having an epic season, Don had a great season too. So without any further ado, let's bring in Don Stanley and get this show on the road, Elliot. Don, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dave. How you doing, buddy?
I'm really good, Don.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us today. So how long have you been fishing?
Happy to be here. Well, I've been fishing my whole life. I mean, as kids, I've primarily freshwater fished. So we camped as kids. You know, we had a travel trailer, went all over the United States and Canada, and every time we went out, we went fishing, of course. So that's kind of where I started. And so then I really got into saltwater fishing just a few years ago. I spent a lot of time on the ocean. All through my 20s, I worked as a commercial diver. I was on the ocean all the time, but I never really did any fishing. So I bought a boat a few years ago, basically to start, diving again because I miss it. And then I fell into fishing, back into fishing, I should say, but now on the ocean. So it's been very cool. And your website has helped me a lot because there's so much I don't know. But you're never too old to learn. I mean, I'm not as old as you, but I'm getting there, but as far as lobster fishing, now that, because my background as a diver, I've been lobster fishing for years and years and years. So that's, but the thing that really got me going was when we went camping up in the Delta on my uncle's Chris Craft. He had like a 55-foot Chris Craft we take up there into the Delta. And we do a lot of fishing up there, and we did a lot of crawdad hunting. And that was kind of the starter for my lobster fishing career. They're little lobsters.
Yeah, they are. But let's go back a little bit. So when you were a little guy and cruising around with your mom and dad doing the camping thing and everything, that's kind of when I just want to emphasize on how important it is, because now here you are. I don't know, you're not as old as me, but you're old and you're fishing, and it's kind of a passion, but it all started from when you were a little guy, when you were a little kid. So I just want everybody to understand how important it is to take children fishing. It changes our lives, and it changed your life, right, Don?
Oh, absolutely. And the one memory that I have, I was probably about 5 or 6 years old, and this was pretty cool. Our neighbors were moving. They were moving up to Washington. I think they were both doctors. They're really nice people. And before they left, they wanted to take some of the neighborhood kids fishing. So they took myself, I think my brother, and a couple of the other neighborhood kids. They took us up to Mount Baldy, up to the trout ponds, and that was my first memorable catch. And I remember thinking, a bamboo stick, a string, and a hook, and these stupid fish just jump right on. I thought it was crazy, but it was cool. I just remember that, that bite and feeling that, rattle on the pole. And so that was really probably one of the first things that were really memorable. And then later on, I did the same thing with my kids up in Ukaipa, up by your mother-in-law's house, I guess. There's trout ponds up there. I took my kids there, and I didn't realize this, but every fish you catch, you pay for by the pound. And that is an expensive way to buy trout. Really expensive. But, a guaranteed way to get a kid hooked on fishing right there.
Oh, yeah. I remember exactly what you're saying. When my boys were little, I went to the trout ponds to catch, so my boys could catch their very first fish before I took them out on the boat. And yeah, I was taken back. I didn't know that we had to pay for them by the pound. Next thing I know, we had a trout that was worth $55. I was like, wow. Okay.
Right? Crazy. But yeah, so now, that I've always had the fishing bug. I used to love to go, I like catfish. I love a firm fish, right? So one of my favorite fish were channel cat. We'd get a lot of those up in Lake Silverwood. And as a kid, we would go back up into Webb Canyon, Live Oak Canyon, all these different canyons where we have dams in Southern California. We'd go in there and pull as many trout out as we could, or up to Baldy, we'd go up to the streams. So that, yeah, it would all kind of started with freshwater fishing for sure.
Absolutely. And so then as you evolved and you moved into Southern California, you were a diver, diving what, on those oil platforms?
Yep. I worked on oil platforms, hydroelectric dams, pipelines down in the Gulf of Mexico. I went to the North Sea for a little while. So I ended up in England for a bit. We had to do a top-off course there. That's where the British Department of Energy gets a little money out of it and makes you go to their course. But I went to commercial dive school here in Wilmington. So I spent a lot of time. That's where my boat is. I'm down here in San Pedro. So yeah, I went to it was a commercial diving center back in the 80s. Now it's College of Oceaneering. They've moved out of the harbor, and I think they're at a college somewhere.
Okay.
But that's where I got.
When you were diving those,
that's where I got a lot of sea time.
When you were diving on those
Yes,
oil platforms, I bet you saw a lot of really cool stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, one time I was the twin platforms out here, Ellie and I forget Helen, I think. The two platforms off of Long Beach with the bridge between them.
Right.
That was actually my last job diving, but I saw a really cool lure that went right in front of my face. It was probably yours. And let me tell you, those things work, because my instinct was to say, I'm going to F with this guy. I'm going to grab that thing. And luckily, I'm just a little bit smarter than the fish, and I stopped myself because I thought, well, if he hooks my hand, I'm in trouble. So I yelled at topside, why is there a boat casting lures at me? And they finally got the boat away from us. But in California, you could fish their artificial reefs, right? But in the Gulf of Mexico, back then anyway, no, you didn't get anywhere near an oil platform fishing. I think you'd get shot.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely good spots to fish. That's for sure. The ones that are here are really fun fishing on those. We have a really good time.
Yeah.
And so,
well, it's amazing. I mean, I've done cleaning jobs where you're basically with a pressure washer, which is about 45,000 PSI at the tip. And it'll blow the skin right off your bones. So we would use those things to clean those platforms. And you're basically making seafood soup. And you really saw the chain of fish, around you were just little guys just biting away at the liquidy, stuff coming out of the mussels and whatever. And the fish just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And once I got to the barracuda, I just stopped looking out, because I don't want to know what's beyond the barracuda. Yeah. So you saw all kinds of fish around there, especially when you're cleaning one of them. Of course they're great reefs, but when you start blowing that stuff off the jacket legs, oh yeah, that's the time to fish there. It's a huge chum slick, huge, which was kind of cool too. I'd get up on top of the platform, guys be out there fishing for yellowtail and whatever. You could see the fish from the top of the platform. You're way the hell up there, and I would yell at people, hey, over this way, over that way, and then you see them hook up and you go, ah, cool. I helped the guy out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty spectacular.
I was, it's a lot of fun. It was a good career for a young guy.
There's a few people watching that have a couple of questions. First of all, John wants to know, where do you fish out of? Where are you fishing out of? I think you just answered that, though. You're coming out of San Pedro, Wilmington area, right around there, right?
Right.
And then
I'm in Cabrillo Marina.
And then one of our buddies, Brent, who's constantly a diver, and if he just kind of accidentally hears the word diving, he gets super excited. And he's just wondering, what's your biggest lobster? What's your biggest lobster that you've caught diving?
Well, I didn't catch. Well, I didn't take it, but the biggest lobster I literally could not get my hand around his back. And this was at Catalina. It was actually when I was at commercial dive school. We went out there camping, and it wasn't lobster season, but we went out, me and a buddy of mine, Duncan, Canadian, we went out there night diving. And I don't know, I would have to guess, but I literally could not. It let me put my hand on its back. It knew it was out of season, but I could not get a grip. I would have had to do it two-handed. So I don't know, man. That thing had to be at least 10, maybe 12 pounds. I don't know. It was a monster. Everything looks bigger underwater, but it was a monster.
Well, that's a phenomenal. Oh, there's a lobster. Is that yours?
Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure which one that one is. My daughter Lane got a. I have to that one right there. I have to estimate that one at 9 pounds. I weighed the tail by itself. The tail by itself was 3 pounds. I didn't have a scale, so I didn't get to weigh that guy when it was all one piece.
Okay. It looks like,
But,
wow. How big is that?
Yeah. Lane's about 5'6". So, and she's not holding it out. She's kind of holding it close to her body.
Now there you go. What's that one?
Yep, that's her friend Erica. I don't know. That was probably 7 pounds, 6, maybe 5. I'm guessing. But yeah, that's that girl right there. She did good. We took her out and she pulled every net, man. She was into it. It was awesome. I love taking new people hoop netting.
Oh, absolutely. It's just the very best because, man, people don't understand how exciting it is. You don't know what's going to come up in the net. So you're right. And you and I talked all through the season. You were telling me what's going on. You were trying to help Justin. Justin was helping you. It was just so much fun, the camaraderie from the website.
Yeah. This girl here too, that's one of Lane's friends, Brittany. What a trooper, man. You know, this girl had never been fishing in her life. And there she is kissing a lobster. I told her, don't put your lips too close, because if you get it in there, it can bite you. Don't kiss them on the lips. That's Brando. That's my slip neighbor. That's a funny story. He was out there cruising around, no lights. He didn't know what he was doing. He had one hoop net that I gave him. I gave him a lay flat, and he didn't know where to go. So he went out there and he set it right next to Justin's stuff one night. And I'm back here at my boat watching it live, cracking up, me and his buddy, because we knew Justin was talking about him. You know, Justin's always like, I don't know, that's weird. What's that guy doing? That's just weird. And we knew it was him.
Yeah, I remember that night. Justin wasn't very happy about him dropping his gear on top of him. Yep.
Yeah. And then, you talked to him at the show, one of the shows, and now he's got lights and all that good stuff.
Well, that's good. Yeah, and he's got a little etiquette. That's always good.
That was a good night. I went out there by myself in the dinghy, and first net I dropped, I pulled up 7 lobsters, and I don't know, maybe half of them were keepers, but it was just awesome to pull up a net with 7 all at once. Wild. Great season.
It was historic. Yeah. It wasn't just great, Don. It was an historic season inside of LA Long Beach Harbor. People don't understand what you and Justin saw up there was just incredible.
That kid that Elliot just showed right there, Vince, he's another one you talked to on the phone and you got him hooked. This kid, he's a fisherman. This kid's been fishing, I think, probably as long as he can walk. That's my buddy Jason's kid. So I took him for his first fishing trip. This was actually his second trip right here. This is on his dad's boat. First trip I took him on my boat. But this is the night we pulled up to Justin, and he got to meet Justin. Justin gave him some free stuff and what have you. But these 3 kids, actually, there's 3 of them on the boat. They worked their asses off. They pulled every net themselves. And I don't know if you can show that one little video, Elliot. I asked him, "What'd you do?" And his response was hilarious. But taking kids like that fishing, taking people for the first time.
Tell
pulls of the night.
Yeah. Hey Vince, tell Uncle Captain Dave and Uncle Captain Justin what you just did.
Hey, we're beating you, Justin.
Yeah, he's got the competitive nature of a fisherman, right?
Yeah, it was definitely an honor to meet that young man, and then they set him up in the website, and that way he makes sure that his dad's doing everything right. And he tells his dad all the time, this isn't what Dave would be doing right now, Dad. It's perfect. I love it. He's a good kid.
Yep. And then, of course, I got him and his dad on the lobster, and I go out to set my nets, and And well, he knows where my spot is, so he had it covered before I got out there. I'm like, damn it, maybe I should have taken him just a little bit further down.
Oh
But
yeah.
that was cool.
It was absolutely spectacular watching him grow in the sport and see how much fun he's having. And then, yeah, to see that video that he was out fishing Justin, that made his day. Real quick, though, gang, Deckhand Sports, big sponsor of the show, always there for us on Fridays. Make sure that he takes good care of us on all our events. Dave's always giving back, constantly giving us products. Don has his kill bag. I have the bag. Here, let's check out this video real quick. Hey, Don, aren't you stoked with that bag? I know you have one on your boat.
I'm sorry, you're a little bit robotic.
No problem. I know you got one of those bags on your boat. So many of our members have those bags. Gang, Deckhand Sports is a big sponsor of your saltwater guide. And as you cruise around, you'll see these bags on all the real fishermen's boats. They're bags. They also make the smaller backpack style bag to put those lobsters in at the end of your lobster trip, or just take your cold drinks when you're going to go fish the lakes, fly fishing, wherever you're going to go do. Deckhand Sports has the bag for you, no matter what size it is. Elliot will throw the QR code back up on the screen, and you guys can go visit Dave's website, check out all the great products that are over there. And then all you got to do, if you want to save a little bit of money, put in the code YSWG and the number 15 when you're checking out. And those are for all of you listening on Spotify and Apple or any podcast carrier. And then those of you that are watching us live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, grab that QR code right there on the screen. Just grab that QR code like you would if you were ordering something off a menu, and that'll take you right to the website. You can see all the great things that are going on over at Deckhand Sports, all the phenomenal products, and Dave's constantly adding new products to his array of phenomenal products. And then once again, look at that unbelievable reel bag to throw all your Okuma reels in. Just so many great products. He's always thinking outside the box. That's Deckhand Sports. Go to deckhandsports.com, check out all the great products, and then use the code YSWG and the number 15, and you'll save 15% on your products when you're checking out. So Don, let's talk more about this lobster thing. How many years have you been doing this hoop net thing in the harbor?
Well, the first hoop net I ever saw was back in the 80s. And Elliot, if you have a picture of the Tempest, it's that big ruddy red boat with crab pots on the back. I used to work in Eureka a lot as a diver, and they used to have pulp mills up there. They had outfalls that went out to the ocean that dumped all the byproduct of making paper pulp. And we used to work on those pipelines all the time, doing whatever the engineers wanted us to do. We used to call them engineers' wet dreams. But those pipelines were covered with Dungeness crab. So while we were working, old Jim Dunn, the captain of that boat, Blum, excuse me, I always call him Jim Dunn, but his last name was Blum. He was an albacore fisherman and crabber, but he would throw a hoop net over the side, and on the way in, he'd cook them up, and we'd eat those crab on the way in. So then we got the idea, well, he's only getting a couple of them, right? So we start stuffing them into we'd wear chaps, like a cowboy, but like a ripstop nylon that would go over your dry suit. And we'd shove those things in our pant legs, the pockets, everything else. We'd come up on deck and all these crabs would come out. So that's the first time I saw a hoop net. That was before Promar, I think. I think they came out in 2000. But those lay flats, they're not they're not as effective, of course, as the rigid ones we use now. So as far as lobster hoop netting, I started probably about 5-6 years ago. Prior to that, it was always diving. And but I love hoop netting. It's a treasure hunt. You never know what you're going to pull up. You know, so that's what makes it kind of exciting. You get everything on the bottom of the ocean comes up in those hoop nets. Last night I did a little recon with a bait tube. I don't know if you saw that. I posted it on the community, and I didn't see any lobsters down there. But you know, it was one bait tube, half hour of video, and I just saw a stingray and a shovel nose, and that's about it.
Yeah, but you didn't have it down very long and still was able to attract fish. That's crazy. Look at the size of that lobster, gang.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a nice one for the table.
I'm sorry, you're a little bit robotic, but I know they're there. I just wanted to go down. I took my dinghy out there with the little drone and coming out of the water here tomorrow, so I wanted to do that before I pull it out. I'm gonna take that up to Mammoth. So we're heading up to Convict Lake next week.
That'll be cool. I'd love to see the drone with the bait tube on the bottom of Convict Lake and see all the big brown trout. That would be incredible.
Pretty interesting. I mean, there was a long. I took 30 minutes of video. There were some other fish down there too, cruising around that bait tube. But yeah, it's kind of cool. The Amazon wonder.
No, that's very cool. Look at that. Look at that little shovel-nosed shark. There you go. That's some good eating right there.
Yeah. So I think that's a shovel nose, right?
Yeah, that was a shovel nose. Absolutely. Guitar fish. So let's do this for a minute, Don. Let's talk about the website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. What do you think of the website? You're just a member. You're not paid. He's not a paid spokesman, gang. He's a member of the website. Tell everybody what you think of it.
Honestly, I think if, let's say, a young guy decided he wanted to be a fishing guide, I think if you went through and used it like a study guide, you could be a professional fishing guide in a couple, 3 years. I mean, if you have the if you
have the ability to learn. I mean, there's so much stuff on the site there, gang. That's our flag that lets everybody know that you're a member of Your Saltwater Guide. That's the flag that represents. We have those flags for sale on the merchandise store. Also, you can give me or Justin or Pablo or Al a call. We all have them with us. You can get one of those flags. It's kind of just helps to let everybody know that you're a member of the greatest fishing website ever made, yoursaltwaterguide.com. We'll throw the QR code up there and let you guys check it out. But what's happening right now, and Elliot and I can vouch for it, the community is absolutely incredible. I don't know. Justin, can you hear us?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
Hello.
Can we see your yellowtails? Can you hold them up? Everybody can see them?
Yellowtail? We didn't catch no yellowtail.
Okay, well, can you hold up the other boats, yellowtail, that they gave you?
Yeah, hold up the other boats? Yeah, no problem. Hold on one second.
Look at this.
Hold on. We need to hold up the other boat's yellowtail really quick.
This one.
Hold on.
And Reed got
The other boat's yellowtail. Because we didn't catch any. The other boat did. All right. Go ahead and we're on the other boat right now. Want to hold up 1 or 2 or 5 or 10?
Ready? You want me to pull it?
Yeah, go ahead. Pull it.
You're gonna have to have a Reed
Woo,
hold.
look at that.
Come here, Reed. Reed, come here. Come here, Reed.
Reed.
I want you to lean back like me, like this. And you're gonna
Right, hold him. Put him in the corner.
Okay, we'll get it.
Sit in the corner, Reed.
Sit in the corner like that.
It is cold, huh?
Grab it the way I'm doing it. It's not by the fork.
Sit him on the ground. There you go.
Right here, right here. See how I'm holding it?
The tail.
Okay, wrap your hand around. No.
That's gonna be a good picture for later. Hold his hand underneath there. There you go.
Got it? Hold on tight.
Hold it tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
There you go. One more time.
Squeeze it hard, squeeze it hard. This will be just for a minute. You're good. You got this. You got this. Ready? It's freezing cold. Ready? Hold it. Hold it for us. Hold it.
You got to
What
smile.
do you got? What do you got? You got to look up here. Hey, you're on video.
Woo-hoo!
You having fun?
Buddy. Good job. Good job. All right.
Awesome.
Let's go back to Don. Thank you, Justin. All right, Don, you're back with
That's
us.
awesome. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, so back to what we were talking about, Don. Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah, connection's a little slow, but let's see if I can read your lips.
Yeah, so back to what you're talking about. The camaraderie of the community of the website is pretty incredible, right?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I've carried on conversations with other members through the community. It's great. You know what would be cool? If you could get a member on here, I don't know, once a week or once a month, and we get to know each other through, people coming on the show. That would be really cool too. But yeah, I read a lot of everybody's. I read everybody's reports. I go through them every couple days or sometimes every day, and it's cool to see what other people are doing and how they're doing. It's really cool what you're doing. I think it's really important to keep kids fishing and to keep things open. I've spent a lot of time on the ocean, like I said, and it's really important for kids to understand what we got. It could all be taken away. You may be able to go out on the water on a boat and look around, but you want to interact with the ocean. That's the thing, right? That's what makes it fun. And that's what fishing is. It's interacting with the ocean.
Yeah, you're right. It's just super important for everybody to understand how important it is to take children out there and let them see what's going on. And this community that we've built over at your Saltwater Guide, I believe, is second to none because of the fact that we don't allow any negativity. Everything's super positive. And then people like you and Brent and Matt and Jason and Justin and Jeanette and John Stanley, not your cousin John Stanley, but John Stanley, and so many other members. We got so many members that are willing to share everything they do out on the water every day, which has never been, really, to be perfectly honest with you, it's never been done before. And you can ask Dawn a question on the community and you'll be blown away that Dawn will actually answer you.
I couldn't understand that, David. Getting a little slow here with the.
Well, seems like we're having some technical difficulties, Don Stanley. Hopefully we can get into what you got going on right now in your life. What are you doing for a living now?
Yeah, my connection sucks.
Well, that's good. Perfect.
Oh, all right, now I hear you. So what was your question? Sorry.
So what are you doing now for a living? How are you making money?
Well, I've been a plumbing contractor since the 90s. When the housing market crashed, I started doing tankless water heaters only because I had like 50 plumbers working for me at the time of the crash. It didn't slow down for us. It just stopped. So it became me, a guy in a van, and tankless water heaters was something that we had already been doing. It's something you can do with just one person. So that's what I started doing. And now I'm back, but I'm doing commercial plumbing, but I'm still doing the tankless water heaters. Because you never know, you got to be a little bit diverse, right? You can't just put all your eggs in one basket. So I continue to do the tankless. It's like almost like two separate businesses between the commercial plumbing and the tankless water heaters. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and that's what we're here to talk about right now. I guess he just showed one of the pictures of a restaurant where I did some service on their stuff.
And what's a tankless water heater? Help me out here. I don't understand. I have a big tank here, 20-gallon tank hooked onto the wall in my garage that I get my hot water out. What's a tankless water heater?
It's a water heater without a tank.
Shut up.
But well, so basically a tankless water heater is kind of a mini boiler. So it instantaneously heats the water. It's kind of like a personal computer that heats water instantaneously. It's all computer operated, but they're actually really, really good. They are amazing. They're super efficient. Even though there's a push against natural gas, man, they don't get any more efficient. These things are 97% efficient. An electric heater is considered 100% efficient only because the heating element is submerged in the water. You don't have any exhaust, so you don't lose anything, but electricity is way more expensive.
So a tankless water heater is working off of gas? I'm not hearing this.
You hear me now? I got a little spinning circle.
Yeah, I don't know. Your reception's horrible. Elliot's showing we hear you, Don.
Oh, okay. Well, there's my commercial. There we go.
Venting options, such as single vent, direct vent, and outdoor ventilation. We can even pre-order packaged bundles that come with all the accessories needed for installation. So we can just swap them out with minimal time and effort and quickly modernize any existing home to provide clean, energy-efficient hot water on demand. From the recognized industry leader, going tankless has never been easier or more efficient. With the Easy Retrofit series by Norris, contact us to find out which unit is the right solution for you.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay,
So yeah, there's our contact info. So yeah, explain what it is. So a tank heater obviously is, what almost everybody has in their home. Big old tank that just sits there and heats water 24/7. That's where your standby loss comes from. That's why tankless water heater is more efficient, because it only heats water when you use it. So when you open the faucet to hot, it's going to sense the drop in pressure. It's going to sense the flow of the water, and it's going to start heating the water. So there is no standby loss. And then the other big benefit is space savings. Like I used to always tell people, you're going to save 40% on your gas that you use to heat the water. But in Southern California, historically, our gas hasn't been that expensive. But we did have a spike not too long ago, right, where I don't know what happened, but the gas prices went through the roof. So then 40% makes a big difference. So you never know what's going to happen with the price of natural gas. But the big savings is space. And the other thing is you're never going to run out of hot water. So if you have a bunch of kids and they take a bath at night, by the time they're done, forget about taking a shower, not a hot shower anyway. Not so with a tankless. You're going to have endless hot water. As long as you've paid your gas bill and you have water connected to the house, you're going to have hot water. So yeah, Elliot's showing the website. We have a real simple way you can get a estimate right there. Yep. So that'll take you through, and it'll ask you some questions. What kind of water heater or actually this right here is asking, what are you looking for as far as service? We do service water heaters, but primarily we're doing the installation of the tankless. And then you're going to tell the website, you know, how many shower heads you have, etc. And that's going to find what size you need for your house, for your application. And then as you get through it, it's going to ask you if you want to see your price with or without rebates. That's the other thing right now is there's a $1,200 rebate from the gas company, from SoCal Gas, for a tankless water heater when you replace a tanked heater with a tankless, and a $600 federal tax credit. So you're getting $1,800 off of the cost through these rebates. So essentially, it's probably a little bit cheaper to put in a tankless than it is to have a plumber come out and replace your tanked heater. Now, if you go to Home Depot and you slam in a replacement 40-gallon heater, yeah, you can do it cheaper than if you come to us and do a tankless. But if you're not a plumber, then, you know, this is the way to go. And like Dave says, you know, he's not going to ask his doctor, lawyer, or plumber fishing advice. And so, you know, don't ask your fishing guide for plumbing advice, or your boat captain. Well, unless that's me. Then yeah, which I am a captain, so there you go. But yeah, it's the way to go. So you're going to pick which one you want. You can do recirculation or non-recirculation. You're going to want to put something in front of it to treat the water, which is what that little filter thing does. It's not really a filter, but it treats the water to keep the scale from building up. And then you're going to be golden. If you already have soft water, you're going to virtually have no maintenance, very low maintenance. You know, if you already have a recirculation line, then you go with a circulating hot water. Then you have instant hot water. This is good info. A lot of ice. You remember, like, warm showers? Yes, absolutely. The first thing I want to do when I get home from fishing is take a hot shower, right? And that's what, you know, my little promo there. Man, if you have a bunch of kids and they get home and mom wants to clean them up, and then you want to take your shower, sorry, buddy, you're taking a cold shower because that tank is empty and it's going to take an hour for that thing to recover.
Yeah, that's what the really cool thing about it, I can't even believe it. I didn't know anything about this, is you don't have to wait for the water heater to get hot. It's instant, because we live down here in hurricane land, and what happens is a lot of times that wind will blow our water heater pilot light out, Don, and Kelly has no sense of humor about that.
Right. So, and of course, these things are electronic, so they don't require any kind of standing pilot. The old Bosch water heaters did have a standing pilot, but I don't install those. I'm down to one brand, which is Noritz, and I've installed them all, you know, over the years, and they don't pay me to say that. I don't get any kind of benefit from them using their product, other than, you know, they give me great service, but yeah, it's just the best product out there. They've been around since the 50s. I think it's been in business since 1951. They started in Kobe, Japan, and they're still going. They're the innovators of all this tankless technology. And now they're even doing heat pumps, electric heat pumps, because of the threat of taking away gas service. I don't see that ever happening. I mean, every home in Southern California has gas plumbed to it currently. They're starting to restrict some of, like, ADUs and stuff to be 100% electric. It's just doesn't make any sense. It's not cheaper, and it's not more efficient to use electricity. Bottom line, we got tons of natural gas, and the infrastructure for natural gas is perfect. I mean, how many times have you had your gas service interrupted?
I don't think I ever have.
I never have. You know, if there's a big enough earthquake that everybody loses gas service, then we're in big trouble.
Yeah, we're not worried about hot water then. So as we look at these questions,
Yep. Yeah, we are based in Upland. I know we have a lot of members down in San Diego and stuff. For members, I'll go down to San Diego, but generally I don't. We do LA County, Inland Empire, Orange County, and San Diego's a little far, but for members, I'll do it. So Pablo or Al, if you need a water heater, let me know. Jeanette, I think you're down there. John Stanley, brother from another mother. I've never actually met John. We're not related, but he's got to be a cool guy with a name like that, right?
yeah, look at the questions there on the screen. Anthony's asking, you know, Jason Ferguson over at San Juan Cap Plumber.
Oh boy, I'm having a hard time hearing you, Dave. I think you said Anthony's asking something.
Yeah, it's on the screen right now.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
No problem, no problem. That's why we always say we should try to do this on a secure line, but I understand you're down on your boat because you're catching big whopper fish right now.
Yeah, I'm down here, as you can see. It's a little quiet today, but yeah, I got a chance to throw that there, and I did catch some fish this morning, which is very cool. Kind of what I'm here for. There's a couple marking on the screen here underneath the boat.
That new Akira jig is pretty epic, right?
Oh, it is. It's cool. Like I said, I just took it out of the package. First cast, got a little calico on there, so that's pretty cool. And then, but I don't know. I might have to send it back because I cast it. I didn't get anything, and then it took 4 more casts for me to get another fish. So I don't know. I might have to send it back.
There's that lure right there. You can listen to Steve for a minute.
Yeah, you can see it back there on my pole.
Hey everyone, Steve Warpez here from Promar Ahi. Today I'm be going over
Right
the new
there.
Akira jigs by Ahi.
I
These are
can't zoom in
available in
like
5
that,
different
but no,
patterns.
yeah, I've been out here using it.
Okuma,
Very cool.
anchovy, blue mackerel, and psycho mackerel. We make these available in 21 gram, 28 gram, 40 gram, 60 gram, and 80 gram. These are offset ballets, as you can see here on the body. This causes a pendulum-like effect as it's dropping, which imitates a dying bait fish. And then on the retrieve, it gives it a nice action as well. All of the jig models also come rigged with BKK hooks.
Terrible.
And this
Internet was
flashy
good this
tensile
morning. I
dressing
think everybody's
to add
jumping
to
on
the
down
appeal
here.
to those trophy fish. Along with the tensile strength, these jigs also have a glow belly on the bottom here. Every model is going to have a glow belly. The Psycho Mackerel also has these enticing glow stripes along one side of it as well. So these jigs are going to be a great option if you're fishing offshore for the bluefin and they're keyed into that small bait, or even if you're fishing inshore inside the harbors like we're doing today. Today we've caught a handful of sand bass, calico bass, spotted bay bass, even croakers and halibut. So make sure to check these out, guys, at your local retailers or stop by our website, promarahi.com. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, Don, we were just showing that video about that lure you were catching fish with.
Oh, okay, cool. Somebody asked if I know, I think you said Jason at Ferguson down, I forget what city. But no, I don't buy from Ferguson. No offense, but there's a lot of plumbing supply houses, and I do once in a while, but no, I don't know. Bummer. I know most of the guys at the supply houses are big fishing fans, though, because they get a lot of trips comped from manufacturers and stuff like that. So the guys over at Hurst Pipe, they do a lot of fishing. I also buy from another place. I don't have to do a commercial for them, but yep.
Hey Don, I'm gonna throw up a comment on the screen from Bill Varney. See, tell me if you can read this.
All right. I don't go to Colorado if that's what it's going to be. Unless he wants to fly me out and, wine me and dine me and stuff,
Yeah, he
I don't
wants
see
to
his
know.
comment though.
He wants to know if you can put a point of contact water heater in his house in Breckenridge.
In Breckenridge? Well, like I said, yeah, I can come out. He's gonna have to fly me and bring all my tools and all that kind of stuff. That'd be very cool.
Yeah, big money guy like Bill Varney. I don't think it'll be. He said he'll fly you out and he'll put you on 10-pound trout.
Oh, nice. All right. I'm down.
There you
What
go.
they do use tankless water heaters for a lot, my connection is getting a little better, is snow melt. So they, run hot water through a line and they put that on the roof and in driveways and stuff like that. And that's what a tankless water heater is awesome for that. It just, because you're just continuously making hot water, right? If you're trying to do that with a tank, it's going to come back to the tank cold because it's melting snow, right? And it's going to cool that tank down, and pretty soon you have lukewarm water. But a tankless is just pumping out that hot water continuously. So yeah, you would see a lot of that probably up in Breckenridge, snow melt. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like the idea of all the hot water you want. That sounds pretty spectacular. I didn't even know that something like that existed. So this is very interesting. I know there's some people watching. With the cost of energy and everything else going through the roof right now, to have constant hot water. I don't know if you at your house, Don, but for us, just to get the hot water from downstairs to upstairs, you got to let the water run for like 7-8 minutes. What's it like with the tankless water heater?
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought that up, because travel time is travel time. You can only get so many gallons per minute through a pipe. But if you go through there on the website, there are tankless models that have built-in recirculation pumps. And that's how you solve that problem. You have to recirculate that water, so it brings it right to the furthest fixture. And that way, once you turn it on, it's right there. If you do not have a recirculation system, it's going to take the same as it would with a regular tank heater. So the travel time, the only way to cut that down is with a pump. And we have solutions for that. And a lot of people have that problem. But generally, a 2-bath house, depending on how it's plumbed, it's not usually a problem. But if you have more than 200 feet of pipe getting to that furthest fixture, then yeah, a model with a circulation pump is the way to go.
And then now that you're a sponsor of Your Saltwater Guide, and I want to thank you very much for becoming a sponsor, and it's going to be on the live shows when Justin's out fishing and Don's out fishing and they're fishing lobsters all season long, gang, as we start to get into the cold season. I know right now not too many people are worried about hot water. You're looking for some cold water to cool down a little bit. But as we get into the winter, we're going to be doing this on our live fishing shows, on our live HoopNet shows. We're going to be talking about Don's tankless water heater setups. And you know what's really cool? You guys can interact with Don while we're fishing, while we're catching yellowtail, while we're catching 10-pound lobsters. You can be talking about the best way to get your house heated up for the summer, for the winter time. It's going to be pretty bitchin', right, Don?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll throw my number up on the community, so the members have my direct, cell number, and if they want to text me or whatever, they can. But yeah, I mean, call me anytime. I love talking about water heaters and water, treatment systems, soft water systems and conditioners, all that kind of stuff. It's what I do. And if I don't do like service play, like if you have a leaky faucet, I don't come over and change the washer and, drive down to San Diego for an $80 job now. But you can always call me if you have any of the members have questions, or they think they're getting ripped off by their plumber or whatever. Give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you. And half the time I can walk people through those simple problems. I do it all the time. People call me and I'll help anybody, but especially for our members. Yeah, give me a call if you have any issues and I'll help you out.
And to help me and Elliot out here for a second, Don. How in the advertising world, we take our hard-earned money and we put it out into Google, whatever we decide to advertise on. The unique thing about advertising with Elliot and I, compared to throwing your money out there and hoping, you get to interact with the people that are, every single person here watching wants to take a hot shower. I don't care who they are. And now you get to interact with those people. How spectacular is that?
No, it's awesome. It's awesome. And I've done Google ads and all that kind of stuff, and now I get to combine things. Right now I get to bring work to where I play, so that's cool too. And I get to talk to people that I know these people out there. I hear them. They're all cool people. You've done a phenomenal thing here with this website, and that's why I wanted to be a sponsor. I think it's a great thing you're doing, and I want to be a part of it. And that's where I want to advertise my stuff. So I want to deal with those people that are into this, what we're doing right here.
And then when they call you up, you guys are going to end up talking about fishing for an hour before you get to the actual the tankless water heater. But that's a phenomenal problem to have. That's way better than listening to people yell and scream at you because their faucet's leaking.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, we can get on the phone and we can make Dave jokes. No.
Exactly.
But, we can talk about, we're going to be on there. Did you see what Justin caught yesterday? Yeah, I can see that happening. So, for sure.
I think
cool. Speaking of Justin,
a lot of people are saying, what are you doing tankless water heaters on a fishing show? Because everybody that's watching the show, like Don said, when they get done fishing, they're going home and they want to take a hot shower.
Yes. Fishermen need to take showers. You guys stink. And let's face it, what you're doing out there with live shows and everything else doesn't come free. I know that the Wi-Fi and everything else, it's expensive. You got to have sponsors. But no, I'm happy to be here, and if you're going to have a plumbing contractor, might as well be a member, right?
Absolutely. No, it's way better. And Jeanette had this to say, adverts are expensive. A TV commercial alone starts at $5,000 to $10,000 for prime time per spot. And then you throw that commercial out there, gang, and you have no idea who saw it, nor do you have an opportunity to interact with them. Imagine spending $4 million on a 30-second commercial for the Super Bowl. You don't know if anybody's going to buy your bag of potato chips. No, I think we're on to something good here, Don. I think this is going to work out well for both of us.
I think so. Very excited about it. And
thank you so much.
The other thing too for me is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just thanking you for being a part of. It means a lot to me and Elliot.
No, this is awesome. And what I was going to say too, for someone in my position, being a Southern California business, I know you've got viewers all over the country. Hopefully, Skylar's watching me in Florida right now. And I've taken care of his grandpa too over the phone. I've tried to anyway, but with his tankless. But I know that you have viewers all over the country, but the base is really here in Southern California. So it's perfect for me, right? I know where you're at. You're all here somewhere in Southern California for the most part. And that's where I'm at. So let's do it.
And my buddy Jason Cutter,
TV commercials are.
My buddy Jason Cutter saying, I almost always feel like I'm getting taken for a ride when dealing with stuff like tankless water heaters. I definitely want to call a Your Saltwater Guide member instead of anyone else for expert service. So I think this is a win-win for you and for all the members, Don.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm accessible. So like I said, I'm just going to do, I guess, put my number up on the community, and you can look for my number there. And if you got any questions or whatever, you give me a call. I mean, you can call the 888 number, and that will eventually get to me, but I'll throw my cell number up there so you have my direct number.
And you
I
can
always
only
feel like
get
I'm getting taken for a ride and stuff. Yeah.
you can only get his personal
Yeah,
number over on our website.
Right. Absolutely. Everybody else will have to wait in line. Well, I'll tell you what, if you call Dave and go for a free ride on the website, then I'll give you my phone number too. But you're gonna have to call Dave, and then Dave's gonna have to say, "Hey, call this person." He's not a member, but he's taking a free look.
And those of you that are wondering what the heck's he talking about, a free ride, I give everybody out there on the whole planet Earth a free look at the website. The last thing I want you to do is buy something you don't know what it is. If you're tired of sucking at fishing and you're tired of watching everybody around you catch, join our website, gang. We got 4,800 members that are having the time of their lives, just like Don and so many people that are making comments on here. Check out yoursaltwaterguide.com if you're tired of sucking at fishing, or if you just want to be around a bunch of super cool people that are totally into fishing. That's what you're going to get over here. The community is insane. We bring in great guests like Don, and we got a lot going on, gang. The website's just exploding on a daily basis. I want to thank you all for joining us today and watching the show. And Don Stanley, welcome to the family. You've been a member for a while, but now you're a full-blooded member, and we thank you for being a part of. We're gonna end the show here in a couple of seconds, gang, and then we're gonna take a few-minute break, and we're gonna go right back to Justin live fishing at Catalina. So, Don, you got anything to add to this? Tell them how to find your website.
Tell you how to find my website. It's www.stanleyplumbing.net. Stanleyplumbing.net. There's a B in plumbing. A lot of people don't know that. There's a reason why, because plumber is, in Latin, is worker of lead, and on the chart of elements, lead is PB. So there's a B in plumbing, stanleyplumbing.net. And the phone number is 888-900-1970, the year Dave was born.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Hey, Kelly. How are you, Kelly?
I'm good, and I'm so glad you reiterated that there is a B in plumbing, because a lot of people misspell plumbing.
Right. Well, we have a local plumber. His name is Plumber the Plumber. He's two M's. There you go, Plumber the Plumber. But yeah, so B in plumbing. And happy belated birthday, Kelly.
Well, thank you very, very much, and thanks for being on the show. And this was a great show. Thanks so much.
You bet. When you guys move back to the United States, if it's California, Dave, give me a call so that we can make sure Kelly has hot water at all times.
Oh
right?
my God. I wish we had
endless showers.
Yeah, that would be awesome here, because we don't have that here.
Yeah, well, I put one in my house in 2005, I think, and it's still running, still going. And my daughters were teenagers, and I thought I was going to save on my water bill. Wrong. They just never get out of the shower.
Yeah, we got to wash our legs, we got to wash our hair, we got to condition our hair. It takes at least 45 minutes. Shower.
Oh yeah, and it works out.
I'm trying to figure out how to put it. I'm going to invent one that has a coin slot. So if you don't have a roll of quarters in the shower with you, yeah, you're going to get a 2-minute shower.
That would be good for us since we don't have running water here. Everything has to get tanked in.
Oh boy. Yeah. Water's. All right. Well, thanks, Dave. And I'm excited to be a part of this. So I'm looking forward to it.
Elliot, thank you very much for producing a phenomenal show today. Don, thanks for being here. Everybody, have a great weekend. The next time you see Elliot and I, we will be live on the ICAST show floor in beautiful Orlando, Florida. Yep, I'm jumping back on a plane tomorrow morning, flying to San Diego, then getting up early in the morning on Sunday and flying to Florida never stop, never slow down, never let any moss gather around Captain Dave. So we will see you all. Oh, and don't forget, Justin will be live fishing here in just a few minutes. So Don, Stanley, thank you for being part of the family. Elliot, thanks for everything you do. And all of you for watching. Thank you very much. Have a great day.